There are a number of different clam species available in the UK. For example, the American hardshell clam. This is the slightly smaller amande. This is the Palourde clam. This is the gooey duck. And here we have the razor clam, which is probably the most recognisable of the clams. Now, clams are very underutilised in the UK, which is a real shame because they're incredibly tasty and you can get them at a variety of places such as supermarkets and fishmongers. And they have the added bonus of being sustainable. The Marine Conservation Society has all these species on their fish to eat list.
We have a great variety of clams from our own coastline and you can use them for lots of different types of cooking. On the plate I have these large, we call them cherry stones or American hard shells. They're really heavy and like all of the other mollusks they need to be tightly shut, which would indicate to me that they're really in good condition. With a clam like this, they can be a little bit tough if you try steaming them open, so they're best used for something like clam chowder or a soup. We also have the amandes, and again nice and tightly shut, and would also be good for opening up and chopping up and steaming or using in a soup. The two main clams in the front are a little Venus clam. These have got a soft steamer type shell, so they're a softer shell, and they're just perfect cooked, just in a little bit of water until they're open. The mottled ones, which are probably the most expensive and most exclusive clam that we have actually around from our own coastline, is the Palourde. It has a very beautiful marbled, slightly mottled shell and would just be used steamed open and served in a very simple way. The really interesting one is the razor clam, and with these they're caught or harvested from around our own coastline and can be either steamed or grilled. As far as the dishes to use those for, looking at the razor clams that we have on the plate, what we've done with that is actually just grilled them open. If you pick up the clam and think you're not sure whether it's alive or not, if you run a spoon down at the centre of the clam, you'll see the actual clam close up tightly, and that would indicate to me that it's really safe and good condition to eat. You also want to wash them. They can be a little bit gritty, so give them a little bit of a wash in cold water, and again don't leave them soaking in water, just left in a bowl in a refrigerator is fine. And once you've checked the state and you're happy that they're good to cook, all you would do is just put them under a really hot grill and let them open, and they take probably about a minute or so. The razor clams we have here have actually been opened under the grill, or cooked under the grill for a minute or two. You need to take care that you don't overcook them, as the main part of the meat of the clam can be a little bit on the tough side if it's overcooked. An alternative way of cooking them, which is really popular, is to actually steam them open, and you can put them in with rice wine vinegar or just a little bit of glass of wine and just to steam them, but again take care that you don't actually overcook them. Another lovely way to prepare them is to take them out of the shell and just present the main part, and for eating these you just want the main part of the muscle here. That's the best part and the softest part and the most flavoured part. You take that piece out and dice it and make a ceviche where you just mix it with a little bit of lime juice and chilli and some red pepper. That would be a fantastic first course. For our steamer clams, we have the Venus clams here, which are probably the closest clams that we have from our own coast that would be used for something like spaghetti con vongole, where you've got the clams just tossed into cooked spaghetti. We have some cherry tomatoes here and basil and a really good glug of olive oil, and that's just tossed together. Those clams were just steamed open over a little bit of white wine just for a couple of minutes until they've opened, and just served straight from the shell. And then finally in the bowl here we have Palourdes, and all we've done with these again is steam them open and just a little splash of olive oil and some chopped parsley and lots of black pepper, and serve with a little bit of crusty bread, and they make a fantastic supper dish.